Welcome to week 5. This is your last week in BC 2010. I'm going to give you some tips and show you how you can finish strong. All you have to do is give me your best effort. My first tip for success is to make sure you download your week 5 roadmap. This is going to help you stay on track, turn your work in on time, and help you meet those goals. Check off each item as you complete it. I just love feeling those check marks and knowing that I have completed a step. This week, you'll be using the following books: your step-by-step textbook, your ICD-10 coding manual, and your Gregg College keyboarding textbook. We're going to continue to explore the ICD-10 coding manual, and this will include reading Chapter 7 out of your step-by-step textbook. And this covers Chapters 15 through 21 in your ICD-10 coding manual, which are the pregnancy chapters, perinatal, congenital malformations, signs and symptoms, along with injury and poisoning codes. You'll be completing your step-by-step educational activities, and this is going to gear you towards success. By the end of the week, you'll have a great understanding of the purpose of ICD-10 and just how to apply those codes. In Think, Build, Live Success, we continue to examine the 3 strategies for creating success: having a life direction, a strong support system, and self-support. Read Chapter 3 this week, located in your reading material folder from your weekly materials tab. And make sure to do the educational activities found in your educational activity folder. In keyboarding, your goal for this week is to achieve 28 words per minute with 5 or less errors, and to practice the 10-key numeric keypad exercise. Download the template from your assignment tab, fill in your 10-key numeric exercise coming from Exercise D and E on page A3, found there in the appendix of your keyboarding textbook. Then, after completing 2 timed writings, type in your words per minute and your errors, even if you have 0 errors, and save your file, last name, first initial, Lesson 20. Upload it to your assignment tab, making sure that you follow all of these instructions correctly. This assignment is worth 36 points and another check mark off your roadmap. Just like in previous weeks, you will be participating in the discussion forum. Make sure to read your weekly discussion prompt and post your initial response no later than Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next, reply to a minimum of 2 response posts, either from your instructor or a classmate. Make sure to reply on separate dates from one another, as well as from your initial post. You should make it a point to visit the forum and participate a minimum of 3 separate dates. Make sure all your posts are relevant. They have at least 3 to 5 complete sentences with proper grammar and spelling. The discussions are worth a total of 30 points and 3 check marks off of your roadmap. This week, you'll have another ICD-10 module to complete. This will be found under your assignment tab, and the case study folder is there as well. By completing all the modules successfully, you're going to receive a certificate at the end that is going to be invaluable when you begin your job search. Employers want to know that you are ready to code using ICD-10. This module is worth 25 points and another check mark off your roadmap. Again, this week your step-by-step assignment has 2 parts. In the first part, you will be writing 2 paragraphs explaining how the NCHS, which is the National Center for Health Statistics, has been involved in the development of ICD-10 CM codes. The second part is answering questions 16 through 61. This assignment is found under your assignment folder, week 5, and worth 45 total points. Make sure you download the form, enable editing, type 2 paragraphs, and answer directly on the form. Save it and upload it to your assignment folder. Another step closer to your goal and another check mark off your roadmap. Stay tuned for the end of this video because I will be going through a coding scenario and using your ICD-10 coding manual and showing you step by step. When you are ready to take the weekly test, make sure you have all your tools available. Keep your downloaded study guide close, as well as your step-by-step textbook and your coding manual. If you don't like the score you receive, you can take this test up to 4 times to help you master the content and leave with a good understanding of coding. And your best score is always the score that's recorded, so don't be afraid to jump in there and take that test again. This test is worth 45 points and another check mark off your roadmap. You also have a coding applications test. Make sure you can locate your ICD-10 guidelines found there in the front of your coding manual. These guidelines will help you with sequencing issues and give you the rules for coding each chapter. This test is also worth 45 points, and you can take it up to 2 times to make sure you are mastering the content. You are never alone at UMA. Help is always just a phone call or a click away. Your instructor is eager to help you. You can find your instructor contact information from the Faculty Availability tab located from your main menu in your classroom. Academic facilitators are always a source of help. You can reach them by calling 1-888-215-8215 or emailing them at coach@ultimatemedical.edu. There are also live sessions from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check the Student Success folder to find out the times and just what is available. You can also watch or download a wide variety of previously recorded instructional sessions found in your Student Success Center. Never feel alone. We are here to help. Okay, let's take just a few more minutes and look up a diagnostic statement in your ICD-10 CM coding manual. And I've chosen this diagnostic statement, partial traumatic amputation of the left index finger initial encounter. So we've learned that we have to look up the main term in the alpha index. So the main term is the condition. So looking at this statement, what would you say the main term is? If you said amputation, you are correct. So let's start by looking up the main term, amputation, in your alpha index. And I hope you've tabbed that index, making it easier to get to the A's. So amputation is going to be listed as a main term, we hope, and the main terms are red. There's 3 columns in this code book, so we want to follow alphabetically and look for the term amputation in red. And here it is, amputation on page 100. It's in the 3rd column. So what else do we have here? We have that it's a partial traumatic amputation. Partial traumatic is just giving us a little bit more details about the type of amputation. So we're going to want to look in the subterms for partial or traumatic. So amputation, we see traumatic very quickly. So we have a traumatic amputation. Now I'm going to want to look at the subterms under traumatic, and I see that they're listed by body part. So I know the body part was the finger. So I'm going to go under traumatic, looking for finger. I find it pretty quickly, finger. Now what else do we know about that finger? We know that it was the index finger and that it was the left. So index under finger sends us to, oh, but we needed to know it was partial. See, partial is under here as well, and we didn't code that. So finger, partial, index. Now do you see how easily you may get to the wrong code, because this index finger, S68.11, is coded as a complete. So we have a partial. So we're going to code the index under partial, which is S68.12, and we see a hyphen telling us that there are going to be additional characters added to that from the tabular. And as always, we want to go to the tabular to verify the code. So we're going to move back to the tabular looking for S68.12, and hopefully you have that tab so you can find it pretty quickly back here. S68.12, and I'll find that on page 1426. And when I get here, it says partial traumatic metacarpophalangeal amputation of other and unspecified finger. But I know that my finger is specified as the left index finger. So I'm going to look under here. I see the right index finger. The left index finger is S68.121. See this little stop sign telling me to use additional characters. I don't see any additional characters right here. So I'm going to want to go back to the category level to see if I have any notes that lead me to the right code. So at the category level, S68, I see notes that say the appropriate 7th character is to be added to each code from category 6, 7, 8. And those characters are A for the initial encounter, D for the subsequent encounter, and S for the sequela. And I know I'm coding an initial encounter. So my 7th character will be A. So this will be coded as S68.121A. I hope that's helped you see step by step how to look up a diagnosis. If you get stuck or need more help, reach out to your instructor or the academic facilitator located there under your Student Success Center.